Hey guys, I am finishing up lunch for the kiddos, but someone just dropped off some hand-me-down clothes. Those girls have been quiet for a little too long. Let's go peek. Oh wow, guys, you really are looking at all these clothes. Oh wow. Looks like I'm cleaning up a mess after lunch. I just got Rosemary down for nap. I have about an hour for a lunch break from work. So the first thing I am doing here is sneaking in a round of exercises. I do 40 of these cat camels at a time, and then I do 5 sets of these hip extensions on each leg. And I do these 4 times throughout the day, and then I do another set of cat camels, 80 of them at bedtime. And that is like my routine at the moment. I am then moving on to kind of going through some of these clothes that the kids dumped out, sorting them by size. I'll kind of go through them later. I want to at least get through one of these piles during this break. I have other things to do today during this break time, but I want to at least do one of these so that I have less to do later after the kids go to bed. I will say, though, it was so nice of my neighbor to drop these off to me because, you know, after 3 girls, you can imagine I have about 0 boy clothes. So it was so nice of her to give me some of the clothes that she is no longer in need of. And it's actually really cute to go through them and imagine, you know, putting a little baby in them.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you. No one else makes me feel this way. Don't know what you do. Hold my hand, could you hold my hand? Look me in the eyes. You and me, yeah, that's all I need. And I'll be alright. I'll be right here. I swear that I'll stay here with you.
So if you've been around here, you know that usually during my lunch I do schoolwork with Juliana. She is my 4-year-old, and I do homeschool preschool with her. Well, today when she woke up this morning after we had breakfast, she was so eager to get back to her lesson from yesterday. We're doing a transportation theme, and so we had school done before 8:30 this morning, which actually really worked out because it saved that 10-20 minutes to be able to do this right here, which is water my flowers. We've had such a hot week this week. It's like 86 right now. And so everything desperately needs some watering, and I probably would not have had time to do this if we were doing school. So I'm definitely thankful that I did have time to do this so that nothing dies, because guys, mums are expensive this year. So are gourds too, and I will tell you that one of them a squirrel is eating and has a huge chunk out of it, and I am so sad. Also, I haven't actually shown my front porch this year. Usually I do a whole fall decorate video, which I don't think I'm going to do this year. It's decorated and I didn't film it. So here we are. It is like a mix between fall and Halloween at the moment. We just decorated, the kids did, for Halloween, and the kids were so super excited to do that.
I wanna stay here with you.
All right, I still have like 20 minutes before I have to be done with lunch break and back to work. So I thought I would just film this real quick while I have the time. Rosemary's sleeping. Juliana is really into her Polly Pockets, playing like a champ right now. So, you know, you do it when you have the time. So 8 months officially, which is like, well, 32 weeks, generally considered about 8 months pregnant, which I feel so big. That it's nice to be able to say to people when they ask when baby is due, 8 months, because when I say 7, people look at me like, oh, and I just get the funniest responses. Like, I definitely look like I'm due. So when I say that I still have like 2 months left, people are like, oh, wow. We've reached that point. Baby is the size, according to the app, of a bunch of celery. Okay. I mean, again, I don't know. I think we get to like maybe a butternut squash or something next week, which definitely sounds way better than a bunch of celery. So, you know, it's just, I don't know how they pick those. 3.5 to 4 inches, and or I mean pounds, 3.5 to 4 pounds, which is actually like just crazy because from now on for like the next 2 months, baby's basically gonna double in weight. And that's kind of scary because I'm already carrying a lot of weight. I will mention my weight gain at the end, so stay tuned for that. But from the biggest updates last week, I just wanted to touch on those real quick. I was still having that really weird pain in my belly, and although every once in a while it does reappear, it is for the most part gone. So I am very thankful for that because it was so just like debilitating in my everyday life. It was such a struggle. So I am glad that that pretty much has gone away for the most part, except for, you know, an occasional comeback for a couple minutes. My rhinitis, still going strong. You can hear me snuffling. I think at this point I'm probably in it until birth, because here where I live, the temperature fluctuates so much in the fall. For example, last week we had a beautiful like high of 70 week. This week it's almost 90 today. And then next week it's gonna be like high of 65. So we just go so up and down where I am in the Midwest that I have a feeling we have at least 2 more months of this weather, which means I'm probably with the rhinitis until birth at this point. So unfortunately it's probably gonna stay. I do still have a little bit of the eczema or like bumps on my hand that's causing some itchiness, but that actually has kind of dissipated a little bit as well. I have some other itchy spots that are starting to itch because with the weather, the mosquitoes are out in full force and they flock to me. So unfortunately, mosquitoes are causing some itchiness, but as far as like, you know, either hormonal or allergy induced or whatever it is getting better. I would say one of the things, like even just this morning, I kind of connected the dots about something I've noticed like the past week is that when I wake up in the morning, I am so sluggish. I am like short of breath. I just feel so heavy. And I actually noticed today that I think it has to do with dehydration. Like when I wake up, I obviously am dehydrated from going a night without water, and that's the way I feel. And as soon as I get my 2 cups of water in the morning, I just feel like a whole new person. So I do think that is attributed to dehydration and something that I've kind of noticed in the morning. This week, I've also noticed I got round ligament pain, noticeable round ligament pain for the first time this pregnancy. Like I said, I've had pain in other spots, but not necessarily the round ligament. So that was kind of new and very typical in pregnancy. I can't believe it hasn't like been a factor yet, but that definitely was new. I also got very slight acid reflux, maybe twice this past week, which again, I haven't really had this pregnancy. So to see it pop up like twice is like, ooh, maybe this is gonna be something, well, hopefully not. It's not gonna like become a regular thing, but definitely something I noticed. Another thing is I've been doing really well with my exercises, staying on track, making sure I get them done. I've printed myself a chart, so I just check them off each day, like the chart I have all the way until birth. So it's been very good. And I do notice when I do my exercises, I feel better. Like if I'm out on a walk, I feel good. If I am sitting around working, which I work from home, I work at a computer 8 hours a day. And I do notice like, I start to feel like, well, in pregnancy when I am doing that. So it's nice on my breaks to get out and get a walk, to get moving, to do my exercises, because I do feel better when I am doing those things. I also have noticed there have been a couple times when brushing my teeth that my gums are bleeding, which, I mean, again, they say you lose a tooth with every child you've had, like getting a cavity or like whatever it is. And I'm like, all right, here it comes. The teeth issues are starting at 32 weeks here. And then another thing that has been very odd is my right arm. So like in my wrist and like down through my forearm, feels so tired. Like it feels like all day long I am lifting a 25-pound dumbbell and it's just constantly tired. And I'm thinking it could even be carpal tunnel. or like something like that. It's been so hot this past week here that I could be swelling a little bit more, which that's like kind of when carpal tunnel can hit, if that little tunnel of nerves kind of swells and doesn't have enough space or whatever. So that's been really annoying, and I've had to have Dan, like at night, I have him like put some lotion on me and then just like, you know, massage it out, try to loosen it up, try to just make it feel better. Cause it sucks to have your dominant hand like just feel so weak. I do go to both the chiropractor and to see my midwife next week. So I'm really excited about that, because every time I see my chiropractor, he basically gives me like deep tissue, like stuff that he can like get out. And so I like really look forward to that. And I look forward to talking to my midwife about all these things. And it's like also exciting because, you know, it's every 4 weeks that you go. It's so long for me. But this appointment at 32 weeks starts the every 2 weeks. So we'll do 32 and then 34, 36, 38. And that's exciting because I just love my midwife, love to see her a little more often. TMI, okay? TMI warning. The biggest symptom this past week, like the most worst thing, has been that my constipation is back, and that means hemorrhoids are back, and I am just like really struggling with them. I was really focusing on trying to make sure they were gone by the time giving birth, and now I'm like relapsing and they're just like back in full force. So again, I'm glad I see them, because hopefully they'll have something that can help me with that. Because like I said before, I really just do not want to go into birth with them, because it'll just make it like 10 times worse. So yeah. And if you want to know weight gain, I think I have gained, I don't know my exact weight when I started this pregnancy, but I think at this point I have gained 25 pounds. So there we have it, 25 to 35, I think, 25 to 30, something like that is normal in pregnancy. So I'm at, you know, I'm getting close to there with 2 months left to go. And I can tell you I feel big. I sometimes look at myself and think, I feel like I'm ready to deliver. Like this is what I feel like I look like with all my girls at due date. I don't know how I can stretch any further for 2 more months, but it's gonna happen. And I know people have twins and obviously they stretch more, and it's all gonna happen, but I am having a hard time believing that this baby could really go 2 more months. So it's just wild. And I have pale skin. I am Irish through and through, pale skin. I do not tan very well, I burn. And right now, especially the places that never see the sun, my belly, pale as a ghost, like maybe paler than a ghost, you know? And I can tell you that I can tell my belly is stretched, and at maybe it's like stretching limit, and we're about to like hit some stretch marks because it's so red. It's not itchy yet, which is great, but my belly is so red. It's like really, it's hitting its limit. So that pretty much is my 32-week update. That's everything I have written down that I've noticed. So I am gonna go ahead. I gotta get back to work now, but thank you for watching. Stay tuned for the 33 next week, and it'll be a good one because we are headed to vacation. So that is exciting. Thank you for watching. I will end with a bump shot, even though you've probably seen it through the vlog, and I will see you next time.
And I'll be all